Hello everyone, you are watching Medyascope TV. I'm Tamer Durak, and today we will discuss with Adnan Boz about artificial intelligence and new career opportunities. Adnan Boz, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, first start from scratch. We say that artificial intelligence is everywhere. Everybody's talking always about artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence-based robots, computers, and right now this is the new trend. But what is an AI product?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tamer. So basically, there are two types of products in the industry. One is what we name AI as a product. The product itself serves as an AI solution. And those are usually produced by companies like Amazon, Google, and NVIDIA. And you can see them as like hardware to run ML algorithms or AI, any kind of AI training or ML training algorithm. And the second type of product is any product that utilizes AI, but it is not actually directly an AI product. And for example, a Roomba robot, which is cleaning the house, or any intelligence you have in any other commercial product, but which is directly not AI, but is utilizing AI. So that's why it is important to separate these things. Even the job opportunities around these two different product types is totally different.
And when we look to the AI, the famous question is, are AI-based robots, computers, and things like that will take our jobs from our hands? Is there a feel like that?
That's a very, very common question everybody is questioning. But we have to really think about this question a little more because the question is really vague. Saying it is similar to saying, "Can I get to San Francisco in 30 minutes?" It depends on a lot of factors. It depends what car you're driving. It depends how the traffic is. It depends on your speed and a lot of other factors, right? Similarly, when we ask, is AI displacing the human jobs? It is in one way and it is not in another way. So if you look at why displacement happens in the job market, not leave AI outside this equation, but think about it. Displacement happens usually when there's a breakthrough solution to an industry problem and an existing industry problem. And think about, for example, compact disc, CDs, right? Back in time, we had only cassette tapes, then CDs came along, and the whole cassette tape industry was actually displaced. Whoever worked on creating those tapes, creating those covers, creating those shelves, even CD racks, didn't have the job anymore. They got literally replaced by the CD technology now. And later, same thing happened with MP3s. And MP3s took over, then CD market died. Actually, all the CD production from covers, to silicon, to plastic, everything got actually discontinued. And everybody working in these companies and factories, their job got displaced. So basically, if there's a breakthrough solution to an existing industry problem, then of course displacement happens. And with AI, if you apply AI to an existing industry problem, and then of course people's job will be displaced. However, if you're creating a new technology which wasn't there before, a unique opportunity, then of course there is no displacement. On the contrary, it opens up job opportunities because it's a whole new industry. Similarly, for example, the whole social media. There wasn't any role named social media manager before, like 15 years ago. We didn't even know these roles. But with the advent of these new technologies, we started seeing new jobs opening. Similarly, wherever you use AI in a new unique opportunity which wasn't there before, you will open new job opportunities. So the answer is actually yes, it will displace, but at the same time, it will create new job opportunities.
Well, when we talk about these new job opportunities, I would like to ask, What is a AI product manager? What does he do? What kind of specifications does he has to have?
Yeah, this is also interesting. Yeah, very, very good question. And people ask that all the time, especially product managers ask this, because until now, product management job was about defining the specifications, then working with the team to execute all the specifications, then create the product and release it. And this was very straightforward until now. In fact, all the standards, all the methodologies are built on the simple logic to take something, an idea, and bring it to the market. Now, AI, it's a different perspective, a different aspect to product management, and the reason is that the whole concept of AI product is fundamentally different than non-AI products, because with AI products, you literally execute a search. You're searching for the best solution, best AI solution. There is really never the AI ML model or an AI solution. There is always a search. Compared to non-AI projects, you usually define the rules, define the specs, and you execute it. Everything is totally clear. There is no ambiguity. But with AI projects, there is always ambiguity. So therefore, in order to work with this ambiguity and do a search, the product manager has to put a different hat and look at prompts in a different way. And I have actually a column about this. It's a long column explaining all the different aspects of AI product manager, a product manager to become an AI product manager. And that includes the customer aspect. You look at customers in a different way. A solution aspect, you're actually managing your teams in a different way, managing your products in a different way. The regulation aspect is totally different, and people are afraid of AI, especially existential risk. There are rules and regulations which needs to be handled different way. And also the partnership aspect. Today, AI partnerships are very new, from data labeling all the way to data acquisition. These partnerships didn't exist 5 years ago. Now you start seeing these companies, and the product managers have to learn how to work with these different partners.
And who are looking for product managers, AI product managers in the sector? Which companies? Or what kind of companies?
Well, all companies. So in the next, in 3 to 5 years, most of the companies, at least 70% of the companies, will utilize AI. Because today, when we look at surveys, in the US alone, we have about 6 million mid-sized businesses, about 24 million small businesses, and about 17,000 large-sized businesses. I mean, the number is really small, but especially in the mid-sized businesses, we know that 70% of mid-sized businesses are looking for AI solutions to change their business and integrate AI or adapt AI. Now, in order to do that, they cannot do it with data scientists. I mean, training an ML model or creating an algorithm is no different than writing a software code. And there is no software code on earth which actually provided sustainable profitability to any company. So if you look at it from company perspective, you need leaders who understand the product, who understand the business, and at the same time, they can lead AI teams, understand the AI layers, the AI technology itself, and kind of connect to these 3 different domains: the business, the product, and the science and the engineering domains. And I would say every company, right? The short answer.
And so, for example, someone decides to be an AI product manager. From where they can start? What's the start point? What they need to read? Where they should study?
Yeah, that's a good question. It goes actually directly to what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do here. So I started a series of courses, one in Stanford Continuing Studies, where I teach AI product management. So if you're a product manager, you can come to Stanford and actually log into Stanford Continuing Studies. You can, if you're local here in Silicon Valley, you can participate in those courses. It's every semester. But if you're remote, then I opened also an online course at aiproductinstitute.com. There you can take live or video courses to understand what are the AI aspects of a product management job.
And when we look to the future, it really looks like from here that we are going to use AI more and more. What will change in your life in the next 10 days, for example, 10 years, the first decade, for example?
Yes, we will. Actually, it is difficult to predict really the future, but what the industry sees is that the amount of data is increasing right now exponentially. And the reason is that the number of devices is increasing. For example, every hour there are 500,000 more IoT devices released all around the world. And these devices are creating a huge amount of data. And plus, all kind of new software is being released, and that is also creating more and more data. For example, self-driving cars. It is incredible petabytes of data which is generating, which was never there before. I mean, you wouldn't have actual petabytes of data 10 years ago. So with this much of data, we will actually see more AI algorithms which utilize this data to help humanity in general. And today, if you look at the solutions, it's more like statistical learning. AI is really not, there is no intelligence in artificial intelligence, what we know today. That's why what we call AI is today actually artificial narrow intelligence. It is ANI. There is AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, and ASI, which is artificial superintelligence. Those concepts are not here now. So therefore, whatever we can think today or imagine for the next 10 years is still limited in the sense of artificial narrow intelligence, solving specific problems. Self-driving cars or welding robots, or I don't know, some helping robot, but very narrow field, not general.
And some personal question: how did you choose working in the AI sector?
How did I choose? So,
and why?
Yeah, it was about 10 years ago when I first I was working in a advertising company, and there was data scientists, and they started creating these algorithms which would predict what kind of ad to show to the users, and that's like 10 years ago. And at that time I started developing software and hardware solutions for these algorithms, and that's how I got into. I started developing on GPUs, creating clusters, and somehow the work pushed me, and it was really interesting because I've been in the software industry since 27 years. Until then, I mean, that was like 10 years ago, I didn't see anything like that. Any software which can actually learn, doesn't have to be programmed in a rule-based manner.
And go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would like to ask that how can we differ something working with AI and something not? Is there any way that we can feed it or find it out just with using it? Any IE product, I mean, any product.
So, are you asking how you can find the difference of the product itself, or find as a job?
Well,
what kind
let's explain something like that. We have two computers. They are both working. On one of them, there's a software with an AI, and the other one is without AI. How can we differ that?
Oh, you want to understand which one is running
Yes.
an AI algorithm inside? Well, depends. Of course, current solutions, AI solutions, are really narrow, really specific. And in fact, it is sometimes, depending on the application, it can be really hard. For example, the credit card fraud detection systems, right? And these fraud detection systems are so perfected today, and they are all rule-based. There is no AI behind them. We started seeing new AI solutions, but until now they were always rule-based. and there are tens of thousands of rules developed in there. It is really difficult to understand which one is AI or not. On the other hand, if you have a more simpler solution, for example, the AlphaGo or the chess program, it is really easy to understand if it is AI or not, because a rule-based, some older chess games or Go games are really simple. You can win against them, but if you play against the AI-driven one, it is almost impossible to win. Especially in Go, it's the AI bet actually the champion of the champion person. So it really depends on the application, I would say.
And when we think about that, the AI that we are talking today is just usually, as you said, artificial narrow intelligence. In that case, how can a AI product manager combine AI and the other complications together, the other solutions together?
Correct, and in fact it's always like that. There is very few applications which is just pure end-to-end AI. It is always a combination, especially if you have something commercial, and let's assume an e-commerce website, and it has so many different modules. It has marketing, it has personalization, it may have some advertising side. So if you think all those modules, especially the software part, like where the AI resides, those will be still software, right? Rule-based, non-AI solutions. On the other hand, certain logic inside, for example, the recommendation engine which recommends you certain goods from the website. Let's say you go to Amazon, and you can really understand that there is some AI algorithm somewhere behind that logic which makes the decision.
Well, Adnan Boz, lead AI product manager at eBay and instructor at Stanford Continuing Studies. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tamer. Thank you very much. Good talking to you.
Well, for all who are watching us, thank you very much for watching us, having time with us. See you in 20 minutes in Medyascope Gündem. For watching us, thank you very much for watching us, having time with us. See you in 20 minutes in Medyascope Gündem.